Now at 6 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, the county tried to stop a local home restoration project. How the community effort is now moving forward.
Cars line up early as the Salvation Army shares food for hundreds of community members today.
And Christmas magic is spreading across the crossroads. Toys for Tots needs your help.
And now it's going to start feeling like the holidays because the cold air is finally rolling down toward us. Today, not so much, but by tomorrow it'll feel much cooler, and so it will feel as we get into the weekend. We'll have your forecast coming right up.
And the Edna Cowboys are meaning business in the postseason. We caught up with Coach Dixon, and a few key players get the exclusive inside story coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Shawna Currie.
And I'm Brubaker.
Well, cracks in the road, craters in your commute, potholes are not just annoying, they can damage your car and test patience behind the wheel. A viewer alerted us to this trouble spot at Briggs Street and Northeast Zach Lentz Parkway. If you have seen a pothole that's causing problems or is just an eyesore, send us a picture and tell us about it at staff@crossroadstoday.com. The water in Rockport is safe to use again without boiling required. The city was placed under a boil water notice Monday after severe weekend weather led to low water pressure. Officials sent samples to the state for testing, and with everything coming back clean, Rockport has now been given the all clear.
The Salvation Army of Victoria main office was a busy place this morning with cars lined up from the Salvation Army onto Lawrence Street. Volunteers handed out 102 boxes of food in just 40 minutes, each one packed with a whole chicken, sides like potatoes, rice, beans, corn, and even cookies, enough to feed up to 5 people. State Representative A.J. Louderback was on hand, helping out and praising the effort for the community.
This is such a show of gratitude, such a show of giving to the community. This is really what service is all about.
The Salvation Army of Victoria will host its annual Community Thanksgiving Feast Thursday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at its headquarters at 1302 North Lewis Street.
If you see news happening, call our newsroom at 361-576-0026 or send us an email at staff@crossroadstoday.com.
Fog all over the crossroads this morning. It was pea soup.
We're seeing a little bit of everything this week. The fog, warm, humid, and then Mac says the colder weather's coming.
You're right. That's a good way of putting it. We've seen everything. I mean, yesterday we had the stormy weather, then the fog came in. Today the dry air came in. Our first front that triggered all that heavy rain is out to sea, so no problems there. What we're waiting for is this. This is where the cool air is coming. Temperatures here are in the 40s and 50s, and that'll be rolling down into our area as soon as tomorrow. Now for Thanksgiving, it looks clear, sunny, and chilly, as temperatures will bottom out in the 40s and daytime highs will be comfortable. We'll be talking about what to expect for the holiday week, and then the weekend gets complicated because it looks like another shot at rain, and we'll have all that coming up in just a few minutes. Don, back to you.
Builders are making fast progress on a local woman's home after it fell into serious disrepair. Neighbors, volunteers, and local crews are all pitching in to help get her place back into livable shape.
Construction could have stopped due to an order from the county, but volunteers say they should be able to continue with limitations. 25 News Now reporter Trent Whiting joins us now. Trent, what are you hearing about the status of this project?
Well, Don, Shawna, things are business as usual for now. Safety concerns from the county could have slowed down or even stopped construction, but according to lead volunteer Frank Salazar, they can keep moving forward with their aggressive timeline to get Lucy back into her home. Frank Salazar and 83-year-old Lucy reached out for help to restore her longtime home, and the community responded in a big way.
The most beautiful part is that the way the community has gone together and come to save a person that really needed to be saved.
Volunteers have put down new floors, closed off openings to the home, and should receive sheetrock Wednesday to finish sealing the home.
The hardest part has been done already. Now is beautifying.
The project was nearly completely shut down and the home demolished. after concerns from the county over restoring a home in the lowest part of a floodplain area.
They have laws they have to follow. We have laws that we have to follow. But at the end, everything got at least to this point. We're at a good point right now.
After a meeting Tuesday afternoon with volunteers, the county agreed to allow construction to continue as long as the cost doesn't exceed a certain percentage of the property's value.
So stressful earlier, but once we talked to the engineer and the assistant, and they made it, more comfortable.
Salazar and his team of volunteers are working to meet a tight deadline, hoping to get Lucy back in her home by December 12th. Shawna, Don, back to you.
Trenton, thank you. Texas DPS is stepping up enforcement for Thanksgiving to ensure Texans have a safe holiday. State troopers will increase enforcement efforts on the road starting tomorrow through Sunday, December 1st. Troopers will be looking for people not wearing seatbelts, driving while intoxicated, speeding, and failing to follow the move over, slow down law, among other traffic violations. Thanksgiving dinner will cost Texans less this year than in 2024. The American Farm Bureau Federation survey shows the average Thanksgiving dinner in Texas will cost about $5.50. That's 11% less than last year and 14% less than the national average. The survey has the average price of a 16-pound turkey at $21, and that's down over 16% from last year. Just in time for Thanksgiving travel, gas prices nationally at their lowest level in 4 years. AAA Texas data shows the average gas price in the state is $2.65 a gallon. In Victoria, the average gas price is $2.57 a gallon. That is down 7 cents from a week ago. AAA reports 28 states boast average gas prices below $3 a gallon.
Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 6, the Texas Education Agency is looking at a standardized reading list for students, the statewide book requirements ahead.
Also coming up, Port Lavaca's unique nativity exhibit grows to massive size. The 5-year collecting journey coming up.
A recent episode of Let's Grow Texas featured a very independent woman who's been a cattle rancher most of her life in Fannin, Texas. Georgia Lee Schwickheimer knows a lot about cattle, having run the family business now for about 45 years. This is the big house on the Schwickheimer Ranch. It was built in 1911, and the ranch has been there since 1892.
My mother and dad, we had a house in Fannin, and the ranch was 4 miles south of Fannin, and went down there and, spent a lot of days and times with my dad down there and my grandmother, and spent a lot of time with her. And just kind of grew up in the farming and cattle business.
When Georgia was about to graduate from Southern Methodist University, she came home and made a big announcement.
Well, they didn't know anything about it till I got home after college, and I told them I had joined the Marine Corps. Because I went off about 10 days later to Quantico, Virginia, to start training.
That was in 1959, and Georgia, from rural Texas, began her career as a Marine officer that would take her to many places.
Well, I started at Quantico at first I was a second lieutenant, and then I was promoted to a first lieutenant, and then went to to Norfolk, Virginia, and I was promoted to captain there. And then I was promoted, went from there to Yuma, Arizona, and then to Camp Pendleton, and was promoted to major. And then that was my final rank when I got out of the Marine Corps, was major.
If women in the armed forces is new to you, well, then you really haven't been paying attention.
They filled a lot of jobs so that others could go to fight, and that was the whole purpose of women in all their services, and so the men could go do their work in the field and in combat. And then we repaired airplanes, we repaired tanks, we repaired anything that needed to be repaired. We were trained to be mechanics.
Having been a Marine officer from 1959 until 1980, Georgia has been involved in many events in recent history involving the military.
I was in Pendleton when most of the Vietnam thing, and I remember the night that the POWs came back, and that was very dramatic. And if you took all the women out of the military, it was you would be extremely short of a fighting force, because there are a lot of women that are in avionics. They repair the airplanes that fly. They repair the tanks that go.
Throughout her career in the military, Georgia has kept close contact with loved ones back home. And every chance she could, she would come home and visit the ranch.
You just gave me this image that you're a Marine major heading up a large organization of people, and then you come home because you want to see the cows.
Well, I knew that's what I was going to do when I retired. So you need to stay up with whatever industry you're going to go into.
Cattle's in your blood.
It is.
Recently, Georgia Lee participated in the Marine Military Ball. November the 10th marks the birthday of the United States Marine Corps. Georgia was honored as the oldest Marine in attendance, and she was paired with the youngest Marine in attendance. Georgia Lee Schwickheimer, a lifetime of service to the country and an honest-to-goodness Marine. If you know a veteran and you want to share their story, go to crossroadstoday.com and tell us about it. I'm Octavio Perez, 25 News Now.
Texas is considering its first state-mandated reading list for students in kindergarten through 12th grade. A House bill passed in 2023 requires new book, vocabulary, and social studies lists for students across all grade levels. The Texas Education Agency is reviewing reading lists from several education systems. Members of the State Board of Education must examine key details and provide oversight before January 1st of next year.
Toys for Tots is getting ready to spread some holiday cheer across the crossroads. After the toys are collected, they are carefully sorted by age and gender and then packed up for the families who have signed up to receive them. Director Becca Vasquez says her goal is simple: to make sure that every child in the area gets a gift and can experience the magic of Christmas.
Man, I get excited. I mean, these toys, of course, I'm too old to play with them now, but it's exciting. You know, you think about what the kids are going to do when they open them. You know, I'm excited just to look at these things. I could only imagine their faces when they get to open them up on Christmas Day and play with them, or receiving, you know, items that they just didn't think that they were going to get for the year.
And Toys for Tots will have a donation booth set up at Waterwell Cafe 361 from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. They'll also be set up at Target from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Well, downtown Cuero is feeling more festive by the day with the town's Christmas tree lighting tonight.
Yes, indeed.
Now lit up.
Yeah, 25 News Now reporter Ray Mosley is live in downtown Cuero with more on the festivities. Ray?
Yes, I'm here in downtown Currie. Behind me is this big, beautiful Christmas tree alongside Main Street Director Sandra Osmond. And Sandra, how did Christmas in downtown Currie start?
Well, in 2013, when we became a Main Street city again, we started Christmas in downtown, so we're in year 13. So that's an event, but for our Christmas caroling, we started it last year so we could light the tree together, have some community time, right before Thanksgiving, a little pre-Christmas fun.
And how much does it mean to you to see people come out and be amongst one another with this Christmas tree here and the reindeer and everything? How much does that mean to you?
Yeah, it really means everything. You know, between myself as the Main Street director, our chamber director Angie Cuellar, we think about Christmas quite a bit and just everything we can do for our downtown businesses and our downtown community. So to see everyone come out, especially with the little ones, and sing along, put an ornament on the tree, it really means a lot.
And for those who don't know about Currie or never heard of Currie, and could you just explain the history and kind of the significance of what Christmas means to Currie?
Well, you know, we always say, you know, that we go for a Hallmark feel. We are a small downtown. It's historic, as you can see with the buildings we have. So it's very unique, 100-year-old buildings that are in wonderful shape and well-maintained. And it really means a lot for our heritage that we do this. And again, to support our downtown district and all those that come to visit.
All right. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you so much.
Nice to see you.
And nice to see you, too. All right, so Christmas in Currie will be in December 12th and 13th. On December 12th, it'll be from 6 to 10, and December 13th, it'll be from 12 to 10. Reporting in downtown Currie, Ray Mosley, KVUTV, 25 News Now.
Thank you, Ray. And nativity scenes get a whole new meaning in Port Lavaca. Now in its 6th year, this exhibit has grown to include well over 1,000 items. Creator Veronica Kaliba spent the past 5 years scouring garage sales and thrift stores across Texas to build this massive collection. Kaliba says it's one of the most unique nativity displays you'll find anywhere, a true holiday spectacle.
It has unique finds that we've had. Nativities made out of pinto beans, I think, is just always the crowd favorite. But one made out of car parts, one made out of nails. If the religion part of it shies you away, you will find out that Jesus is everywhere in the world, because we've got one from many countries. But as well, if you like art and culture, this is a place for you to go.
The exhibit opens to the public Friday and stays open through December 28th. It's inside the Red Barn at 3187 Highway 35 in Port Lavaca. It's free to check it out, but donations are welcome, whether monetary or a nativity scene you would like to add to the collection.
To get more news, weather, and sports, come to our website, crossroadstoday.com.
Well, good evening, everybody. We are looking at 75 degrees. Finally, it quieted down after all that stormy weather last night. Our high temperature today did manage to get up to 86. We're supposed to be about 71, but for the rest of the week, our temperature is going to be dropping to seasonal levels. Maybe a little chilly at night, but it's very pleasant weather in store for Turkey Day. And then after that, it gets a little complicated. We'll be talking about that after this.
Relaxation meets laughter in the Crossroads' newest wellness trend, Goat Yoga. Watch as yoga lovers find peace and plenty of giggles, striking poses alongside some playful, mischievous goats.
And it's relaxing. You're out in nature, you're playing with the animals. You can just really relax and kind of let the stress of everyday life go.
Join Amaya Norman for Goat Yoga, a 25 News Now Extra.
Well, good evening, everyone. Last night we were dealing with stormy weather. Today, dry air has rolled in, and now we're waiting for the cold weather, which is right about here in the Amarillo area. Temperatures are in the 50s right now, and that cooler air is going to be drifting down, and it'll be here tomorrow. So all of a sudden, it's going to feel a lot more like the holidays as temperatures get a little on the cooler side. Here's the rainfall over the last 24 hours. Here's the city. I just wanted you to see how funny it was. Here's 59, you see it right there. And just south of the freeway in Edna, Jackson County, they got about 4 inches of rain last night. Fortunately, seems like everything worked out because they were under a flood watch there for a while as all that stormy weather was coming through. Well, here's the first idea. All of a sudden tonight we're getting a little cooler, getting down into the 50s with the dry air, and tomorrow we're in the 70s. How about that? 71, the high temperature, and then it gets even cooler over the weekend. Now, here's the system that brought the rain last night. Notice how it rolls away. Colder air is drier air is coming in, and that'll take over for Thursday and Friday. And then by the time we get to Saturday, though, what happens here? Another chance of rain as another frontal system comes in. Now, some of you are going to be traveling, and just keep in mind that A, take the winter coat. B, it's going to be raining Saturday. Thursday, Friday look beautiful, but Saturday we get the rain, and then on Sunday it gets really complicated because that's a cold wind that's coming in. And watch this as we go to Monday. You see the stormy weather over us, and what did you see there? Yes, some snow is possible in the Panhandle with the coldest air we've seen in a long time rolling in. So we are going to be looking at your day planner. Now for the short term, looking for a fairly nice day tomorrow as the temperatures only top out around 70 degrees, even down in Port Lavaca. In Cuero, just in time to go see the big Christmas tree, you're looking at sunny skies, northeast winds, and high temperatures barely getting to 70 degrees. So yes, in time for Thursday, it's going to be gorgeous. Sunny, cold at night, but mild in the daytime. Friday's not a bad looking day. It's Saturday when the big Gulf air rolls back in, then the front comes in and gives us a pretty good shot at rain. But look at these temperatures early next week. High temperatures barely in the 60s, so it's going to feel a lot more like the beginning of December because guess what? It is the beginning of December. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads Today on your phone. Shawna, back to you.
And we're in playoffs for football, but it doesn't feel like it outside. Ray Robinson is here with our sports tonight.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it outside, but I'll tell you what is warming up, and that is the Edna Cowboys as they are blazing through the playoffs. Here from Coach Dixon and the Rising Stars behind their dominant run coming up in sports. The Edna Cowboys will face off in a round 3 matchup this Friday against Ingram Moore in a highly anticipated matchup. Expectations are high, but the motivation remains pretty simple. It's the driving force behind their success. Younger players continue to step up in a major way, making a significant impact for the team. The boost in level of play has been undeniable, especially when you look at how the Cowboys opened their postseason. Round one was against San Diego, and it was a exclamation point, a dominant 63-7 victory. And last Friday, the Cowboys took care of business once again, shutting down Marion with a final score of 38-14. Early this morning, I made a trip to Edna to talk with Coach Dixon and a few players about the team's recent success and their preparation for the big game. Now, make sure you tune into the 10 p.m. newscast to hear more from the player, but here's a word from Coach Dixon about the scout report against Ingram Moore.
They're fast on defense. They're not the biggest team. They swarm to the ball defensively, and so we got to be ready for their quickness and stuff like that. Offensively, they will try to run the ball, and then if that ain't working, they're going to spread you out. That we've got to be able to cover in the secondary and try to get some pressure on the quarterback, and then let our athletes be athletes, and and that type of thing on offense. So we're starting to get healthy. We got some guys back, and their role will, start increasing as they get healthier and things like that. And I just, look forward to being healthy and getting after it.
And Bay City is charging full steam into their postseason journey as well. The Black Cats, another powerhouse from the Crossroads, have been absolutely unstoppable in these playoffs. Both games for the Black Cats took place on a Saturday afternoon, but they didn't show no signs of slowing down. Bay City crushed Toledo Midway, final score 44-24, and followed up with beating on LBJ Austin with the score of 34-19. Now, the excitement ramps up as they gear up to clash once again this Friday at 2 p.m., facing off against Davenport at the iconic Pridgeton Stadium. Get ready for some high-octane action, and good luck to the Black Cats. And staying in the realm of 4A high school football playoff, the Cuero Gobblers are gearing up to take on Rockport Fulton. Now, this matchup is a rematch from the regular season where Rockport Fulton handed the Gobblers their only loss by just 1 point. Expect plenty of emotion and fierce get-back effort from the Cuero Gobblers in this game. Catch all the action live at Buccaneer Stadium in Corpus Christi on Friday at 7:30 p.m. And high school hoops is underway, and two of our Crossroads schools faced off early today. Both teams entered this game undefeated at 3-0 as the Industrial Cobras hosted the St. Joseph Flyers. The Flyers came away with the road victory, winning the game, final score 44-23. Leading the charge for the St. Joseph Flyers was Charlie Stefka with 12 points, followed by Carlos Rodriguez with 7, and Alex Donner contributing 6 points. St. Joseph will host Luis next Tuesday at 6:15 p.m. And Don, I know you like hearing this. The Houston Cougars are still down in Vegas for some early season action in a tournament play for Las Vegas. After yesterday's close one against Syracuse, Houston found themselves taking on the 6-0 Tennessee Volunteers. And here's the current score update. The Cougars were in the driver's seat as they went into halftime 35 to Volunteers 39-35, excuse me. Cougars are still up by 4. And the number 3 ranked team will take on Florida State next Saturday. But that does it for your sports. Don and Shawna.
All right, Ray, thank you so much. And we're back in a moment. President Trump welcomes a turkey to the White House, then makes a big announcement. Finally tonight, President Trump spared turkeys named Gobble and Waddle from Thanksgiving dinner plates at today's annual turkey pardoning ceremony. Gobble, the official White House turkey, is a 52-pound bird, while Waddle, the designated alternate, is a slender 50. Both were hatched on July 14th.
That could feed a lot of people.
A lot of people, and they grew a lot in the span of a little over 4 months, and my goodness. That's that's a lot of turkey, but not them because they've been pardoned.
Yes.
They are off the table.
We want the smaller ones for our families.
Yes. Do we have cooler weather on the table for
I think it's going to be awesome for Thanksgiving Day. We've got some clearing skies and some much drier, colder air coming in. High temperature tomorrow, only 70 degrees. We haven't seen that in a while. And on Thursday, clear skies, chilly in the morning, but very sunny and mild in the afternoon. Should be perfect for getting out and seeing family. What is it? Friends, food, family, football.
Fun.
And fun.
And fun.
There you go.
You can get out and throw the football in between plates of food.
That's right.
There you go. Very good. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back at 10.